We're gonna hang out and look at them. Fix this to a better time. All right. (1945) Japanese occupation of China. It's gonna be 100 won. Evening, everybody. I did get us some note work done. World War II note. Another one. I didn't do that on purpose. Here's a Burma 44. 1 rupee. Nice Japanese occupation of Burma. We got some cool stuff for y'all. Went to the coin show yesterday. I worked some of the stuff up I didn't have ready yesterday, too. Let's make sure this is set up. Feels like that's longer than 15 seconds. Yeah, what? Okay. So next up, we've got Taiwan, 1969, 10 launch. Spelled one wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. It did. I'll do to you, too. All right, next up, Hungary. 1998, 200 foreign. Oh, wait till y'all see this one I found. It has a weird bug on it. What's that? I'll find it in here. Hello, what's up there, Landon? Good to see you. We're just getting started. We've got some cool notes to share, y'all. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're all here. Here's Taiwan, 1972, $100. Yeah, we're gonna look at some notes. Have a great week. Kick the week off strong. I love this little note. Eritrea, it's in Africa, the North Korea of Africa. It's gonna be 10 NAFTA, 1997. Evening. Okay. Got a bunch of cool notes for y'all tonight. 5 pesos. That's an emergency issue note. 1944. Philippines War II era note. Yeah, that's the average time it takes B to get orders out. She's been on the ball, so that's what that means. It's an average, but usually get them out. Okay. Here's England, 1970. £1. If we sell, have a big chat, it might take her a little longer sometimes. But. Next up, got Greece. Y'all wouldn't believe what we got in the mail. I'll have to wait on next gen to get here.
So excited for you to be on AI. This is so huge.
Greece, 1944. Cool.
An expense account, a team of lawyers, and no questions asked.
Next up.
If your AI function won't work with.
Yeah, look what NextGen sent. I finally made it to the PO box.
Your AI can do both.
He 3D printed this thing. Look how like
Red Hat.
Isn't that cool?
Over these, I have created numerous assets for real paying clients using.
Got a
It is a total
Sweden 2009. Yeah, this is the one with the bug or whatever. What do y'all think that is? Look at this guy.
professional
100 kroner.
motion backgrounds, After Effects.
I meant to look it up, but I didn't have time.
Under one simple
I don't know
subscription.
what that is. Maybe a bug.
Clients for pay-per-click pricing. Embrace the freedom of an unlimited library today.
Okay, next up.
Learn more.
Super cool South Vietnam. 500 dong with the tiger on it. South Vietnam. It's going to be Vietnam War era, 1972. Cyprus, 1979, £1. $1968, $50, Bahamas, Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. 3 pesos, 2004, hunk. Evening, y'all. East Caribbean states, 1965, $1. Thomas De La Rue, Young Queen. Gypsy Lady. It's going to be a 53, 5 pesos. American Banknote Company. Mexico. Singapore. It's going to be a $2. Singapore. Nice uncirculated China. It's going to be a 1930 20 custom gold units. Central Bank of China. $73, 500 won, Korea. Poland, 200 zloty. $1947, 100 won, South Korea. Confucius. Czechoslovakia. It's going to be a 1960 10 krone. Guinea on to Silas. That one's going to be from 1981. Pretty note. Guinea.
I'm excited, man. I'm sure.
Nicaragua, 1994, half Cordoba. Nicaragua. What's up, Romar? Welcome, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Good to see you. 1983, 20 pesos, Colombia. Evening all. We got Philippines. That's a emergency issue. Mindanao. It's a nice example. 1943. $18.96, 5 pesos. Vote on there. Hong Kong. 1957, $1. I was glad to get some more Hong Kongs this weekend. Okay. 81, 20 baht, Thailand, King Rama. Hong Kong chartered bank. 1975, $5. It's a Thomas De La Rue note. Test note. Thomas De La Rue. The 2021 safeguard note. It's uncirculated polymer. Test note. Thomas De La Rue. Sweden. 20 kroner. With the little dude riding the goose. Victory note. World War II. That's a Philippines 1944 1 peso. It's pretty nice. World War II German occupation note. Occupied territories, 2 Reichsmark, Germany, World War II. Got $1, Bahamas, 1968, Queen Elizabeth on that note. $5 pesos, 2006. I can't remember what the statue is called. That is a famous statue. Antonio Messi. It does say Antonio Massio, it looks like. A nice Korea. Man, that I failed to look for that one yesterday, Yoko. I'll have to score some weekend after next and see if I have some other ones that I can find. But that's the one I forgot. I found a bunch of stuff though yesterday at the show, Yoko. But I forgot Luxembourg. Definitely forgot Luxembourg. All right, so next up, Old Mexican. I have some. I'll show you some. Here's a Philippines emergency issue 1942 with 25 centavos. Yoko's in on the Philippines. Thank you, Yoko. Enjoy. Here's an Old Mexico. This is going to be Sonora, 1915, 1 peso, and it's really nice. Turns drive into a transformative American Banknote Company. And then there's some other ones mixed in here. We ain't got to them yet. Oh, I did get the sheep. I don't remember who was asking me for the sheep. Oh, yeah, and then I have this one up here, too. This one's really nice example. That's 1914. 1914. 10 centavos. Really nice. I like that reverse. The boats.
But even your health and happiness goes on. There are many ways to achieve them.
Yoko takes it. Thank you so much. Enjoy. There's a few more really nice old Mexicos in here that are just kind of mixed in. Next up, we're going to go with a Japan 1942 5 yen. The World War II note. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rumble number 5. Oh yeah, I wanted to trade the sheep. That one's gonna be Iceland, 1961. 100 kroner has the sheep on it. Sometimes it's the smallest detail. Welcome, everybody. Evening. The biggest difference. Got Hong Kong. That's going to be a 1949, $1 King George. Let's see where these Mexicos are. Yeah, here's one. Here's one. I actually have quite a few old Mexicos. Here's one. Chihuahua. Oops. Hong Kong's still running. Must be doing 30 seconds. I'll fix that. All right, so we've got Mexico. That's going to be a 10 pesos, and it's on Chihuahua. $19.15, 1 peso, Mexico. I have one more right here that's pretty cool. 1955 pesos. Really nice. American Banknote Company. This is from the World Expo. It's 2 Expo dollars in Australia, 1988. World Expo dollars, 2 of them. Next up, we got a Canada $5 polymer. It's uncirculated, has astronauts on it. Then we've got German occupation of Bohemia and Moravia, World War II. It's from 1940, and that's occupation note. Bohemia and Moravia. Finland, 1 marca, Honk, Finland. Then we've got Canada, $5. Queen Elizabeth II, beautiful color, 54, $5. So now, evening everybody. And then we've got Bahamas. It's gonna be $1. And that one is from 2017. Kenya, uncirculated, 1989, 10 shillings. Kenya. France, 1940, 50 francs. France. China, 1930, 20 custom gold units. On. Got a 5 francs. This is occupied territories. 1947, French occupied territories. 5 francs. And here's the other Mexico that I got yesterday. That's the 5 pesos, and it's from 53. Israel, 2014, 100 shekels, obsolete note, Bank of Israel. A specimen from Slovenia. It's uncirculated from 1990. Specimen, Slovenia. Austria. It's going to be a 1912 100 Kronen, Austria. Yeah. It's going to be a 3 pesos, 2004. It's uncirculated with chef on it. French West Africa, 1944. 1 franc. French West Africa. Gaddafi. It's going to be a 1 dinar, uncirculated, from 2009. Here's a another Philippines. It's going to be the 5 pesos, 1944. Philippines. What's up, Wes? Good to see you. Good to see you. We've got the Philippines 1 peso, 1949 a ton. Philippines. Hey, hey. Thousand pesos, Mexico, 1984. Yeah, we went to a show this weekend, Wes, and found some notes. It was fun. It's always fun looking through them. I saw one of them before I got out of the show. It was pretty cool. It had like a dragon turtle on it. All right, we got Burma, 1944, 1 rupee. On. Turkey, 100,000 lira. On. Very nice. That's really nice. It's gonna be New Zealand, $10. 2015. It's on. Beautiful ducks on it. Australia, $5. It's gonna be 2016. Australia. Singapore, $2. We've got Chile, 1968. 10 pesos. Chili. Let me know if y'all want to see specific countries. I've just got a bunch of notes here to show y'all. $1, Canada, 1954. Next up, we're gonna do. Let's see. Let's go some. Here's a. What's up, Raxo? Here's a 5 yen Japan World War II era note. Welcome everybody. Mexico, 1961. 10 pesos. Mexico. Next Gen sent us those axolotls. Now I've got to get some axolotls in. That's awesome. I have 10 peso Chihuahua. So we've got 1935, 1 baht, Thailand. Jimber, I do have a 10, and I've got some other Mexico notes too. I've got actually that. Those are nice ones. And yeah, I have a 10. And I'm down 2. So I picked 10 right now. It's 15. It's a nice crisp note. Next up, we got 5 pesos Philippines. Another Mindano, nice example of that emergency issue. What kind of coins do you want to see? I have a bunch of different ones actually. I need to grab my book bag. I brought some up to the coin show actually. And let me see if my note just came in. I saw points, Yoko. I have a bunch of Germany out. I have some braided stuff. I'll sprinkle some in. I have some pretty neat ones. I'll show y'all some cool ones. Here's the Greece. You're looking for raw ones? Found some sweet tarts. Enjoy, Yoko. Thank you. Taiwan. 1969, 10 won. I mean, I've got some really nice ones. I don't know what you're trying to spend either. Let's see. Like, I'll show you a crazy one. Show all y'all one. Let's see. Let me get a note up here. I'll show it to y'all. Here's a cool South Korea. 1973. Well, this one's not 20, but I'm going to show it to y'all anyway because it's amazing. All right. Check this coin out, y'all. 1930D Zeppelin. That's really nice. Look how nice that is. Before I put it up. Sweet coin, huh? Silver. Yeah, 1930. That's the Zeppelin, man. That's a phenomenal coin. $30. All right, so next up, we're going to go with the Bahamas. 1968, half buck. Yeah, let me flip through here. I've got a bunch of little coins laying up here. I brought some cooler ones too. So, say cooler, some better coins. All right. Yoko takes it down. Thank you, Yoko. Are you looking for a specific country? You may have said it. Oh, you just saw them in the counter? Mm-hmm. That's a bunch of Germany. Oh, you're looking for 1600, 1800s? I've got some stuff like that. Give me a sec. Let me see. Let me see. 1965, East Caribbean states. Here's one from 1758. Britain, France, or Canada. Here's a 1758 German states color. 1758 color. German states. Oh, no yellow coins? Well, that helps. That's more specific. I do have some great ones, actually. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put... I'll look for you, but I don't know if I'm going to... Man, I had them out. I know where they might be. Yeah, I have some of those. Man, I have a freaking wooden... No, it's cardboard. Where's that one? It's easy as fuck, man. I got a cardboard note, yo, somewhere in here. About the size of a nickel. Here's a 2 Reichmark. That's gonna be German occupied territory. Yeah, let me pull those for like the next show. I'll make sure I set them aside for you. Now that I know you're looking for them, I have quite a few of them. I know I had a different looking metal. It's like aluminum or something too. I'll pull some for you. The little cardboard one's neat too. But we got some cool notes we'll show too, and You never know. I may find one. I have a few coins sitting on my desk. Most are aluminum? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. I haven't really messed with mine in a while. I saw one the other week though. I know I've seen that because I was showing that cardboard one the other week. Yeah. I don't know if you have a cardboard one. Thanks, Bro Mars. Appreciate it. And I know it's mint too. You don't think so? Bahamas. That one's gonna be a 1968, $1. What is on my desk? Plastic. Hey, look, I found this. I was digging around for that coin. I didn't come up with a coin, but here's a piece of note geld. I don't know how I found that. It's got a chessboard on it. It's nice. It's kind of funny. I found one of the things you were looking for. Isn't it cool? I like how it's got the chessboard on there. It's little pieces. It's pretty sweet. Yoko, you enjoy that. Super cool. Yoko. Hey, Pete. There's a box of something. Cardboard coin laying around here. I've had it recently. Bothers me that I can't find it now. I've been looking for it. Raid? Oh man, I'll tell you what, Motor City. If y'all aren't following Motor City, go follow Motor City. I'll tell you what, that was so cool that I don't think I've done a giveaway motor in like 2 weeks. I haven't been on here as much. We're gonna do one. We're gonna make it a good one too, just because Motor City did that. Let's go ahead and create one. Dude, Motor City. I hope you had a great show. Cool, Gibby. Thank you. All right. Let's see, y'all. For this Gibby. Get some Tanzania, 500 shillings. That's phenomenal. Uncirculated, super cool Gibby. The first one in a while. Yoko, enjoy. Thank you. Next Gen's here. Next Gen, I love these. We went by there after church. And these things are phenomenal. Y'all, Next Gen made these and mailed them to us. How cool is that? Now I got to get some of the Mexicos in with the axolotl on them. Howdy. Thank you so much for the super cool axolotls. It's going great, man. We just got started here a bit ago. And it's going really well. We're having fun too, showing some new notes that just came. I went to a show last night, got Birmingham. Yeah, it's going well. Got a Philippines 44 1 peso. I hope yours was great, Motor City. And give you a follow. Dude, they're awesome. My daughter's hound dogging them. Man, it's going to be a great week, great night, y'all. It's going to be awesome. I'm pumped up. Toenail. We have a phenomenal givey going. It's Tanzania. Thanks so much there, Motor City. We've got the Tanzania, y'all, for the givey. Motor City did a raid. Be sure to give Motor City a follow too. Share the love. We've got the Thomas De La Rue 2021 Safeguard Note. It's a polymer. Thomas De La Rue Safeguard Note. We're hanging out, looking at notes. I've got some World War II notes. The Queen, Philippines. Still, somebody will come in here and ask for these sheets soon. I found the sheet. It's back on 30 seconds. All right. Here's a one Gildan. Let me fix that. One Gildan. Dutch East Indies, y'all. Dutch East Indies. 1942. One Gildan on Dutch East Indies. Occupation note, World War II. And then we've got South Korea. It's going to be a 1947 100 won, South Korea. Welcome. Let us know if you're all looking for a specific country. Otherwise, I'll show you all a bunch of notes. We did 30 seconds. Hello, polymer. Guatemala. 1 foot tall, 2008. Got about a minute on that gift, y'all, for that Tanzania. 500 shillings. Yeah, right. 47. That's back into World War II. That's Confucius on there. That's a 1947. When did the Korean War start? 50. I thought it was in the 50s. I may be wrong. I'd be curious to hear. It's going to be in Nicaragua, 2014. 20 Cordovas. I know for me, next gen, mine are in the, for the most part, in the banknote binders, you know, with the sleeves. I guess Lighthouse makes them. Yeah, I think they're Lighthouse. I like how it has the case to go over it. Got a Ceylon. It's going to be a 1962 1 rupee. Gibby's pulling. Good luck, y'all. Romars, congratulations. You enjoy that awesome Tanzania. I love it. That's a cool one. Next up, we've got a Taiwan 1972 $100. Yeah, welcome. Enjoy it, Romars. That's a fun note. That is a fun note. $1998, 200 foreign. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. On my binders, I don't get them out much. I probably should get them out more and look at them, but it's like I'm usually focused on organizing them as opposed to like enjoying them. So I think the rigid ones would be good to like for looking through and enjoying them a little more. But I feel like they are nice and secure. get a bigger safe or go to binders? You know, you you probably do both if you really wanted to. A big enough safe, if you get a gun safe. I have a 1947. 1 year after this and that. Okay, I got you. Well, that's the one I have right now. If I come up with one, I'll definitely let you know. Here's a 2002. I wish I'd have known. You know, he had a few different years when I was at that show. I just picked one out. I actually had a few cool careers. We sold a bunch of notes last night. Here's a turkey. That's a 63 to 66, 10 lira. You did? When did the war start? I got to get my ALEXA hooked back up in here so I can ask questions like that. Thailand, 1946, 5 bot. That's a posthumous Series 8. Uh, Here's a 100 kroner. An interesting bug. Sweden. Interesting bug note. Enjoy, Yoko. Thank you.
Ready to order.
Next up,
Unlimited 3% cash back on
Cyprus. 1 pound, Cyprus, 1979.
Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and there.
Really? I've never seen that before. I actually picked up 2 of them. I grabbed them because I had never seen them. I thought it looked neat. I need to figure out what kind of bugs on the back of that thing because I'm curious.
Capital One Saver card. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
I don't recognize it. It's a bee? No, that's cool. I'll have to scrutinize the other ones.
Celebrate the return.
That's pretty neat. I don't think I've ever seen a bee on another note. Actually, I had a wasp note. Anyway, 1896, 5 pesos. I have seen a bee on this one other note. Now that I think about it.
McDonald's back like the snack wrap experience. Click or tap the banner to start now.
Next up,
The grill isn't the
we've got a Czechoslovakia 10 Koran, 1960.
It's Summer of Cinema, and it's all for free on Pluto TV. Stream all your favorite blockbuster hits. Gladiator, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the Matrix trilogy, Poison the Hood, Good Burger, and Jerry Maguire.
1962, 5 Cruzeros.
Hey, never.
All right. Here's another Sweden.
Things are hurting my nose. It just pains me to see one of our own feeling ill. That's why I always volunteer to nurse them back.
Yeah, it was. How do you know it was a common note, though? Were you in Sweden or something? Like, how did you see it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to bail my. But it made me get nervous with a miscast mouth. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this one looks better. I would take that bottom one. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that one if you want it. That one looks better to me. It has better color. Okay. Enjoy. Next up, that's cool. That's really cool. That is a place I'd like to visit too. That's neat sounding. St. Martin, 20 Gildan. That one's on. It's from 2025. Sweet.
Just moving back home. It's me now.
Oh, nice. I have something else funky in here to that effect somewhere.
You never really leave. You have a job, baby? You got something lined up? You didn't tell anyone?
Here's a cool one I got. Guinea. It's on Two Silas, 1981. Guinea. I like the reverse.
Education, you gotta use it. Yeah. Oh, well. She's gonna end up like Jeff, isn't she? You plan on living with us till you're 30? If I'm sure. We just have some concerns.
Enjoy, Yoko.
Thank you. I got a business around here, I can show you. Well, Crosby should have done this a long time ago.
Guinea coins. You know, I have one of those laying around here.
Really more concerns of mine. You're not looking for a circular
Coin has a hole in it with like alligators on it.
really giant. Everything stinks.
I have one laying around here because I bought. It would probably be like with their
I'm super excited about it.
This is going to be Poland, 1942. Two Lot. That's a German occupation note from World War II. I have a guinea laying around here that's not heavy hitter. Here's a Switzerland. Kind of cool. Two wrapping. This is kind of neat. Look at the cross on it, like the Swiss Army knife. Two wrapping. Switzerland. The Polish. Oh, yeah, that's yeah, definitely. Because this is so the history on this note, you know, hell, they invaded Poland first. They occupied the Sudetenland and then invaded Poland. This kicked off the war. So this note, yeah, they're tough and they're pretty desirable, because that was issued after the Germans occupied it, after Poland fell, which was pretty quick, 1942. There's another. Oh, I had another one in here somewhere that I got to show that was a occupation note. I mean, you could probably hold out, get you one in better condition for a few more bucks. But yeah, they're pretty neat. Here's one that I don't like.
You don't need to do it. You're welcome.
Yugoslavia, 1946. 100 dinara. That's cool.
That thing quite excites me more than a new boat.
Hey, I got this note, and I never seen it before. Showed a bunch of notes on here. I guess that's coffee beans on there. And it is but check out the reverse. It almost looks like a fantasy note, but it's not. It's a 1994 half Cordoba. It's on their coins. This is. I thought it looked cool. It looked funny to me, so I grabbed it. Enjoy. Yeah, it's really neat. Glad you like it. Here, B, let me check in here real quick. There might be some right in here. Because I had those things out. Here's a this is a Ukrainian coin. We buy them from Oleg. It's from 2021. It's got all the divisions of the armed forces on it. It's uncirculated in a capsule. And by buying these, you support Oleg, who's dodging bombs over in Ukraine. Look, it's got the wolf, Navy, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, they make some cool coins with like guns, soldiers, tanks. I guess, you know, it helps them to support their war effort or something, maybe. But there's this guy I know that I buy them from. And he'll be like, yeah, that's a 94. The mail office got blown up, so your stuff will be a little wild. I'm like, that's cool, man. Or like a missile hit. The longest sniper shots from Ukraine. I believe it. I think I had heard that. I'm not sure, but I believe that. Because, you know, they're getting after it over there. Fiji, $2, 2011. I think I might have seen that. 5 miles? That's amazing. That is a long shot. And to think I can't hit anything from like 50 yards. I mean, let's get a 12 gauge. All right. Here's a 1917, 3 rubles. Yeah, 5 miles is insane. Russia, 1917, 3 rubles. Beautiful example of that note. Heck yeah, that's a nice one. That's a really nice one. Here's a Poland. It's going to be a 100 Zloty, first issue.
I was the distractor.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty awesome week. I actually have a bunch of different notes coming in this week. So that would be cool. I kind of haven't been doing as good a job staying on my buying. And y'all been buying them, so thank you. So I got to replace them. 2019, that's why the show was awesome. And I'm going to go up to Dalton the 30th. Levi's up there. I'll be running around looking at notes. I didn't find the first Disney dollar at that show. I can usually find some Disney dollars.
Someone will always be there to help.
You'd probably be broke. I totally get that. I totally get that. That's how I got all this stuff. Got into this. Now, you know, at first I was just like selling. I had a bunch of dupes and stuff, but
Yeah, you do realize.
yeah, I know how it goes. Got Italy, 1944, 50 lire. The only thing really that I actively buy now is like tough notes that I need, or like new stuff, you know, like the St. Martins or cool notes that come out like that. And then Carl Goats medals, which I hadn't messed with one of those in a while, but I love those things. Yoko, enjoy. Nice note. Goodbye. Nobody else has appreciated that note. Let's see, is this one? Here's a little Lebanon, Middle East. I'm down in Alabama.
Check out.
But like Dothan's up in Georgia. Dalton, that's right. One I'm not going to is not in Dothan. In Dalton, Georgia. They do a show monthly, but I haven't been in a while. Last time I went up there, though, I got a bunch of cool notes for y'all. So we'll do another big show after that one. Here's a 97, 20 francs. Yeah, that was a World War II note, and that note in better condition, Yoko's like $50. In that condition, it's easily $8 note. So you did just fine. That's a great note.
So far, I'm noticing that much like me.
Yeah, that was a good pickup. Here's a Japan 42, 5 yen. Yeah, that whole Italian theater was crazy, man. It was smart of the U.S. to go tackle that one first. No, I'm just getting into all kind of my own stuff. I don't, you know, so I got into foreign 30 years ago. It's gonna be 1 volt. It's a fantasy type note, Tesla thing. Well, and it made the Germans divert, troops up there. But yeah, they didn't get much resistance. The Italians all pretty much give it up. The Germans fought for them. But the when I got into notes, I was reading an article in 2008. That's when I got into notes, really. 1988, hundreds, like foreign in particular, because I like to follow the markets and trade and things to that effect, and read the news. And I saw an article about that Zimbabwe $100 trillion note, and at the time, it was at 34 cents is what that note was worth in an exchange or something to that effect. Enjoy, Yoko. Thank you. And I got on eBay. I'll never forget. I bought like 6 of them at $20 each. And this was in 2008. They weren't worth anything. They weren't faking them at the time. Anyway, so you could buy them on there. And that really is what got me into it, because I watched them appreciate. 2018, 20 pesos. And then I started liking like the history of them and stuff, and it ended up getting out of control, though. I say getting out of control. I ended up with a significant collection of foreign currency. Enjoy, Yoko. Thank you. But it's not really something. I don't meet many people personally that collect foreign, around here or anything like that. And that's the only bummer, is that, like, when you go to the coin shows, there's tons of U.S. stuff. Enjoy. There's a Colombia 1983 20 pesos, but like overseas they have like straight up foreign note shows. Like that's the whole show. Like the Netherlands has the world's largest foreign note show. It's like the big dog. The foreign and whatnot, yeah. It's pretty niche, and it's pretty much all we do. And we kind of try to stick with it. Here's a 44. I do put U.S. stuff on. I need to put more stuff on Whatnot, but I put it up on the website and stuff. I'm a great trader. Conventions, I believe that. Yeah, in Europe, it's a bigger deal. Here's another Sweden, actually. I already have it, but that's the Northern Lights. That's the 83, 10 kroner Northern Lights. I mean, and I was traveling to China and stuff in like the early 07 to 2010. Enjoy, Yoko. And I would trade people money. Actually, some kid from the UAE is the one that got me on that. He's like, hey, you got US dollars? I'll give you, he had a bunch of different currency in his wallet. 2018, £1. So I think they actually do it more too, just like out and about. Thank you. Because he was a young guy like me at the time, just wanting to collect them. That's actually good. He is a reflection of me. When you see him, you see me. Hey, actually, you have this one other one. Don't worry about what he's got on it. All right, you in last 5 minutes. But yeah, and then I got one of my buddies at work into it, actually, so I get to he can appreciate the notes too. During the pandemic, we went crazy with notes. Ukraine 96. That's when I did a lot of buying. What nothing else to do. But they didn't have Whatnot then either. Yeah, he was a kid from the UAE sitting next to me on a plane. He had UAE notes. He gave me like some Saudi Arabia too. Yeah, I got a friend at work into it. Yeah, he has a pretty significant collection now too. Like, people would, offer up like collections, and we'll split them. And he just keeps them. And I was too, but I don't know. I'd have to count my binders. I had to get a shelf for my binders. Here's another greed.
Too much fun. If there was
Yeah, I've got like 20 albums, it looks like, on it. I ended up, because you start out and you're doing them by country, you can get them in like one binder, then it goes to two, and then the next thing you know, did 30 seconds again. Then the next thing you're doing country specific binders, which is where I ended up. Continents in some cases. Africa's about ready to be busted up. I like African notes, which isn't very common, I don't think, in the US. Sweden, 1982, 50 kroner, but they got some cool notes, man, especially with animals on them, and then you've got all kind of crazy situations over there and characters like Idi Amin, Mandela, Libya, well, Libya in Africa.
I've always had trouble with age.
Yeah, my friend at work, enjoy, thank you. By conflict or interaction. Yeah, you can do that. You should do it, man. There's all kind of ways you can look at it or collect it. You want to know my next collection? I pretty much decided on it. I'm actually going to keep that Poland if nobody bought it. I'm going to start. That's going to be my next collection. I'll tell you what my next collection is going to be. Here's a 4150 drachma Greece. My next challenge collection is going to be doing 200s. I want to do a collection of 200 everything because that's like a lucky number in like Asia and stuff. So you'll see it on like Fiji, China, Taiwan. Yeah, 200 denomination notes. Like I'm going to do a whole collection or series with just 200s, 201, $200, whatever. But because I've been sitting here looking at all of them, there's enough that you could do a 200. And then Yoko, there's folks that collect like animals, certain colors, obviously birthdays. And then also I've heard some other interests. Just the queen. I have folks that only do the queen, and they're trying to get all the queens, which is actually a really cool approach too. That I would be interested in pursuing. I think that's a heavier hitting one. And what was the other interesting one? Oh, I have pilots that come in here looking for everything with a plane on it. So there's a bunch of different ways to look at it. You got folks that just like the polymers, like these. Yeah, the flags are interesting. I'm always on the lookout for planes now. Here's a Cook Islands, $3 polymer. It's uncirculated. 2021. Trying to think of any other. And then you got obviously World War II. Everybody's into those. Mexico has a big following. Yoko, enjoy. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, the animals, they just look cool. I don't know about you. When I first got into the notes, I wasn't like a fan of the polymers when they first came out for whatever reason. I was like, I don't know. I don't like them. I just for whatever reason. But I really bought into them. I started just loving the things. They're so colorful. And like the Cook Islands or the Costa Rica, I don't think I have it right now, but you could do just polymers too. But I really started liking the polymers. Trying to think of what other ones people do. Queen's big or a king. Famous faces. Famous faces is another set you could do. Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, Assad, Mobutu, any dictators. And then you could almost do like current events, which could probably be interesting, like when we kick the bucket for someone to look through. Like if you're buying like current Ukraine, like because they have war stuff on, This is gonna be Czechoslovakia, 1945, 50 per run.
You don't have an assistant? You should really go get one. They're awesome. We're just watching this girl trying to get an animated. I got tons of crap I'm trying to do. Yeah, you look.
The stamps. Yeah, the stamp things. I, I've heard a lot. I never really got into them. I have some. I have some that I forgot about for a few years, and I looked up, and they were worth some money. They're not like super old, but anyway, there's so many of those things, and I sit here and mess with all this foreign currency, but man, there's a lot of stamps. Feels like that's a daunting task. It's almost like note go, but 1,000 times of a bigger hill, so to speak. Trying to collect all of them, unless you just started. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. Really narrow, maybe U.S. or something, but anyway, seems like there's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Speaking, I have a stamp actually, Yoko. If you want to see one, I have one in here. It's an old Italian stamp. It came in. I get them in sometimes with banknote lots. Wes, which stamps do you do?
Don't you mess with him. You can count on that. You mess with him, you mess with me. Deal.
You want to combine stamp, note, and coin? I mean, the coin bit's the tough part, I feel like. You could probably do something, mostly pre-40s. That's cool. Thank you, Yoko. Enjoy. You want to combine stamp, note, and coin? I mean, I think you could, to combine it, I think you just have to put your stamp in your hold your coin up. The coin's the hard part on that for me to just conceptualize. I don't know how you're doing your stamps. I'm not that into stamps. Those things might be okay for it. Y'all are talking about this stamp. I've had this one laying around here. Set up this stupid. It's an old Italian stamp. For you. It's not even a treasure hunt. It's just stupid riddles. Name the group of cream water revival. No, I'll help you out. That over that even given a big. What are you saying? That's yeah, I'm really hoping maybe we'll find it in here. I had that stupid thing around recently. It's an old Italian stamp. Here's a South Korea 1,001. Oh, it's beautiful. Maybe in the big flips. Yeah, you could do something like that. There was another guy who was doing stamps and notes on here at one point. Now to say that. I can't remember who was doing that, but I do remember. Seeing look, you lose a basketball. Somebody doing that. It's just the way they work. Let's just keep playing. Next up, we have a beautiful Mexico. But I would love to find this little Italian note in here for you. We may find it yet. It ain't nothing expensive. Mexico, 1950, 1969. Oh, I had some different years in there. That's cool. I used to have a funny stamp up here. I don't know what happened to it. Here's a Canal Bank note. Look at this thing. U.S. Canal Bank, New Orleans. This thing's beautiful. It's a remainder note, and it's on. Yeah, I'm gonna find this little. Like I said, it ain't nothing super fancy. Yeah. So, do you see right there? You see how it says 18? It wasn't issued. Basically, you see how there's no year written there. So, if it was used, they're gonna write a year in there, right? But that's a remainder note because it has a place from the right when it was issued there. So it's a remainder note. They didn't use it.
Which is, I got snacks.
See what I'm saying? Like it basically means wasn't used or leftover, not issued.
Good snacks, not just the crappy snacks. I mean, what? Doesn't have
The ink. What did they write with on there? Because you know the ink.
Look at it.
My whole thing has just been, even if I paid a little more, because I'm not as good as you at looking at ink and stuff. I actually wouldn't know what I'm looking at, even though it's fascinating. I like that Catch Me If You Can movie. But I just buy from reputable folks because I bought a lot of notes, you know. Repos look bright and don't bleed through. That makes sense. Yeah, the kind of buying that, you know, I've done, you end up, you know, y'all know, getting relationships with folks, and most of my US stuff came from like one or two people over the course of quite a while. Dealers. Here's a 1991 one. But like eBay and stuff, man, I can't do that because I don't know what I'm looking at as much as like a US note. And I still won't trust Zimbabwe on eBay, man. Y'all wouldn't believe the counterfeits that you see out at these shows on those Zimbabwe's, man. You almost can't even buy them. You got to know what you're looking at on this. 2020 €0 souvenir note, Karl Marx. I saw quite a few this weekend. They're selling them for $15. You know, and they're dealers. They have legit ones too. They're like, yeah, I pulled all these. So somebody brought them into them. That's probably people buying them on eBay, you know, because they'll be trying to sell them on there for, you know, $10 or something. Here's Afghanistan 93, 10,000 Afghanis. Hey, what about this, y'all? So some of y'all do stamps. I haven't looked at my medals, which is another significant collection of mine. Especially my curl goats. But like when I was looking at my stuff, that's the one that I have right now. I don't know if you have that one, but I do have more of those.
Everybody knows that when I eat a donut, it's got.
I could do sequentials for you, but
It's not hard to do. Rule number one about it, hot donut with black coffee.
what are the dead giveaways with fake giveaways? What do you mean? Oh, I won't even give away. I don't mess with I actually have a whole folder of that crap. I just throw it in the filing cabinet. I get so much fake stuff, y'all. Like bad fakes too. There's Abkhazia. Security threads, features, holograms. There's quite a few fakes. So you would want to I would need to look at an extensive list. There's a number of fakes. So depending on which one, the easiest one's getting a black light out. Enjoy, Yoko. Thank you. On the holograms. And then there's a security thread that was what was called out on the fakes I saw. The security thread was missing. And then the gradient on like the little symbol on the bottom left looks different under a scope. Looks like dots instead of like lines. Here's a guy in 1980 50 CDs. There's some great videos. I need to make one myself. I don't have a fake one though. Before your kids don't eat, I get that. The obvious signs they're fake is gonna be security thread. The printing's gonna be off on So what are the notes that I got worth today? You know, I sell them. I think 120 super fair, full retail on those. Some people are selling them for more than that. I've seen some people sell them for $200 plus, but I think they've been coming down too. But 120's full on retail, I would say right now. And $100 is a fair price on those. You know, sometimes I have a guy that brings them to me, and I'll buy them for anywhere between 60 and 70, depending on where he's in them at. So I only buy them if I can get them at a good price, basically. But yeah, if you can get them at 100, you know, I used to buy them all day at 90, but I've moved that up a little bit. You could probably like watch, you know, and find some. Enjoy Yoko. They were up to like 300. I don't know if they're still there. That's amazing to me. I saw that too, Wes, because I was excited. You know, I have some. That's the only complete banknote series I have, by the way. I have that entire series, the gas coupons, all of it. That's right, 54. They'll be like dotted, like pixelated, almost looking.
That was better. That was better. Way better. Our little Willie is growing up to look just.
Oh, $20 is a stupid deal that I wish I'd have bought more of them. I was also in a different time of my life, and that money I put in them was a nice chunk at the time for me. You know, I was a college kid. So you know, got what I could, but yeah, I would if I could go back in time, I'd have bought more of them. Because they're an easy $100 now. Like I can move them on here I won't have it a day at $100. Here's Slovenia. That's a specimen. And it's from 1990.
Good, son.
Iceland went bankrupt. I would be hard pressed. Is that true? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask my assistant. I didn't hear anything about it. I'm gonna say I don't think so, but if they did, I'm gonna have to look into this. Let me ask my assistant.
Bailey basketball? Yeah, it's for not playing basketball.
You know, another way, while I'm thinking about it, Yoko, that you could do some collecting is on notes that have discontinued or countries that have discontinued paper notes, like I'll say Dominican. That's why they're pretty hot right now. There's countries that are already starting to not do. Was it a decade ago? If it was a decade ago, that might have happened. What really happened? No, Iceland. So my assistant ChatGPT has a scoop. They did not go bankrupt, though its banking system collapsed catastrophically in 2008. Oh, that was the financial crisis. The government did not bail them out, instead enacted emergency legislation nationalizing the banks. They got an IMF bailout. So basically, their economy crashed. They didn't bail out the banks like we did. Whew, you know, it was rough over there then. It was rough here then.
Check out this endo right here. Look at
Yeah, 08 was crazy. Here's a Ghana, 1982, 10 CDs. I remember sitting in my my class at college. I was in finance or something like that. Anyway, we're sitting there trading. I mean, the banks are collapsing. Wachovia, Lehman Brothers, all that. And we're in there and we're trading. I remember at the time, Wells Fargo was at like 50, $60, whatever a share, right? We're sitting in class, all this news starts breaking, and Wells Fargo goes from like $50 to 20 cents in about 45 seconds, right? Here's a Solomon Island specimen, 96.50 bucks. And so we're in college. I traded a few $100 in it and made a couple grand or whatever. It bounces, right? And I'll never forget that evening I was talking to my uncle who, you know, he trades and has stocks and whatever. And I said, yeah, you know, man, I had a great day in the market. You wouldn't believe, you know, I made like 2 grand on this Wachovia stock. And he like sighs. I'm like, what? And he's like, I had $200,000 worth of Wachovia stock that I wasn't selling for sentimental reasons because my aunt left it to me. And it's worth like nothing now. And I was like all excited because I had made like 2 grand on it. He lost 200 grand on it. I'll never forget that. 2024, 10 zigs, gold banknotes, Zimbabwe. Yeah, I'm calling him up like, you wouldn't believe about Kobe. He's like, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah, that was a crazy time.
This is gonna get real.
Let me see. Let me make sure I show y'all. All the
What they call it. I'm gonna win the Pulitzer Prize on this.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all remembered any of that stuff. One gold back, it was 1/1000th of an ounce. I'll tell you one last wild story. I'm gonna show y'all about a dozen more notes, and I gotta hit it hard in the morning, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But I was in college again. I was broke and college kid, you know, and was in the business school over there on campus at Alabama. Well, there was a Wachovia Bank.
Let's just say.
Did you? Yeah, you can't forget it if you're around for it. I wasn't there with a business. I was in college. Well, Wachovia is out, right? And these banks are struggling, y'all. Like the banks were dying. There's a Mexico oil fault note. And so I go into the Wachovia one day, and I'm living in a dorm that's you know, a 2-minute walk to the bank, and the business library is right there too. Well, I go into Wachovia, and they're giving out $100 Visa cards, which was a lot at the time. If you brought a customer in that opened an account, you both got a $100 card. So it was $200 basically, right? They were giving away for new accounts. This is how desperate the banks were. So I'm walking around the library, and I'm like, hey, you want to make an easy $100 in about 20 minutes? And, you know, they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, come with me. And we walk over that bank, and I'd get them to open an account, and they would give us both $100. And I did that. I made a couple grand before they stopped doing that, grabbing people out of the library. It was wild. All right, let me find top of the lineup. We're gonna look at these and get ready for an awesome week, y'all. I'll have about 100 note. I know I bought 100 note gold that'll be here this week. And then right, yeah, I was hustling them up out of the business school library. Yeah, I was always hustling something, man. South Korea, 1,000 won. But to me, it was like easy, you know, go drag them out of the library and here, let's make $100, dude. Because we're all broke college kids, you know.
What happened or what didn't happen?
You're not, dude. I was pulling all kind of stuff, you know. Again, necessity is the invention or the makes you invent ways to do stuff. So we got football's crazy here. Hong Kong $1 King George. And I set a little tent up outside the stadium. I was selling like shakers and game day stuff. And at the time, Nick Saban wasn't here. It was right before he got here. And I'll never forget the Tennessee game. We lost. Well, they all come storming out of that stadium pissed off, y'all. And you know what they're doing? They're just cussing and throwing all their shakers down in the on the ground, right, and stomping off mad. And guess what I was doing? I was running around picking up all those shakers. I had a bag, right? Yeah, shakers for game day, like a stadium
games around here. Because they're always everyone's trying to go to the game line.
If you ever see a game, you know, they'll be in the stadium. I was selling these, and I still sell them. But they'll be in there shaking them, right? So they're called shakers, and everybody has one. Well, they all throw them down in the street, right? And stomp off mad. And I'm in college, broke, up there selling them at my little table. I'd run around and pick them all up. And the very next week, they were, yeah, pom pom, that's right. Next week, they'd come walking up, man, like, man, I left my shaker in the car. I'm not walking back to get it. It pains me to buy another. I mean, they're like basically disposable. So I'm out there selling them back to them the next week. And then, you know, for me, Alabama not being great at the time was good for business because they'd throw all their shakers on the ground and I'd sell them right back to them. And then Saban came and They quit throwing them on the ground. We've got Bohemia and Moravia, 1941 Corona. It was fun, man. Yeah, they would have like A-Day and they'd give stuff away, like these posters. And I went in there in the stadium and got a whole stack of them. And I put them on my table, man. As soon as I put them down, this dude walks up. Another Bohemia is awesome. This dude walks up and he's like, man, that's a nice poster. Finland 1963, one marker. I'm like, sure enough. And he's like, how much is it? I'm like, $6. He's like, sold. He's like rolling it up. And then another time, MasterCard was giving away like Alabama car flags. This is the worst one. Enjoy, Yoko. Thank you. They're giving away like Alabama car flags, right? And they have MasterCard on one side and like, Alabama on the other. Well, those people giving them away, they have to like give them away and they don't want to carry them around. And I'm out there hustling. I'm like, hey, man, they're like, hey, you want a flag? I'm like, yeah, can I have more than one? They're like, yeah, take as many as you want. I'm like, well, hey, give me like 12 of them. So, of course, I go put them on my little table. Here's 20 gold units, China. I put them on my little table, right? And sure enough, and it's right on the street. Sure enough, somebody walks up, they're like, man, that's a nice car flag. How much is it? And I was like, it's $12 or whatever. The price I come up with for it was. They're like, oh, I like it. Let's do it. So they're buying it. And man, I kid you not, about the time I'm bagging it up, the one of the little hustlers that they paid to walk around and give them away, 2014, 100 new shekels, comes walking up behind them like, free car flags. And I'm like, oh my gosh. They didn't hear them, luckily. But that was like one of the funniest situations where I was selling stuff that someone gave me. It's game day. 200,000 people out there. All right, y'all, we're going to do 3 more. It's going to be a great week. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. You get to learn a little bit more about me and my days in college there. 2004, 3 pesos. Share. We've got got this little Philippines emergency issue. It's going to be 5 pesos. That's great. I like that. That's funny. Very resourceful, enterprising. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's some stuff I would have pulled. Free stickers. Thanks. Hey, I like that sticker. How do I get one? 25 cents. Everything was 25 cents. 2006, 5 pesos. That's awesome. No. Yeah. That's basically all I've ever done. And then, like, all my hobbies turned into me, you know. Now I'm, like, selling banknotes because I enjoy them. I like looking at them. This one's sweet. It's going to be Burma. Nice Japanese occupation note. Right? Right? Well, y'all, let me know if there's anything y'all want to see run again. Do 2 more. We're gonna call it. I'm gonna get after it tomorrow. We're gonna have a great week. We'll have notes coming in this week, and then I'll be back on in a few days. So I'll have new notes for that. So if we mark that one. I'm really not 100% sure. Let me see. Let me ask my assistant. The Let me find out. Hey, Yoko, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for supporting us and hanging out. Here's a 2007 Arishra 10 NAFTA. Let's see what my assistant says about The answer, since you've never got this answer yet, is going to be 54. No. It was issued in 2006. Socialist history and achievements. It's no longer in circulation and cannot be used as legal tender. On January 1st, 2021, Cuba eliminated it. So since 2021, it's been demonetized. Yeah. Man, that chat GPT, I love it. All right, last one's going to be this Australian Expo, World Expo. Y'all have a great rest of your night and week. We appreciate you. We'll have a bunch of note geld and a bunch of new notes coming in this week. So check us out, end of the week. Hey, I did forget to run this little Bahamas if anybody wants to do this one last one. I forgot to run this thing. Bahamas, but y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Calm down. Hey, look, I'm excited, okay? This is my first epic war movie. I know I said it was going. Good night, y'all. We'll do a raid. Somebody will be excited about the few of us popping in there. We'll see y'all soon. Love y'all.